Sunday night. I want to say greetings, good evening. How the hell are you? Welcome to Beyond Ringside Live from the Beer Hog in beautiful Pelham, Alabama. Yours truly, the Magic City Motor Mouth, Fast Eddie Layne, being joined by tag team partner, the one, the only, the multi-time champion. More accolades than most people ever dream of. But for him, they happen in real time. The Machine, Guff Grayson. What's up, brother?
Man, ain't nothing to it. Just another day in paradise down here on the Gulf Coast, enjoying the dream.
First off, thank you to everybody for tuning in through BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, Radio.net, Streama, TuneIn Radio, and TuneIn mobile app. So many different ways you can catch us. And, of course, if you're finding us on replay, thank you as well. Greatly appreciated. Got a lot going on. We're going to dive right on into it in just a hot second. A little bit later in the show in our next segment, slated to be joined. Family? Yes. Colleague? Yes. And then some. From the origins era of Beyond Ringside Sports Radio. Also, the former commander-in-chief, I can't say former, I'll say still the commander-in-chief for Global Championship Wrestling, Maddog Dan Sawyer, slated to join us. Also have it on very good authority that another name synonymous with the Beyond Ringside Radio Network, as well as Global Championship Wrestling and a whole lot more, Josh O'Hagan, slated to join us courtesy of Spartan Pro Wrestling in just a little while as well. First off, Guff, have a good week.
Man, I had a great week. Very excited about Dog showing up. Very excited about O'Hagan showing up, the Mad Leprechaun himself. Listen, I'll tell you this, and this is just a secret behind the curtain, if you will. O'Hagan's probably one of the best breakdancers I've ever seen in my life.
Very true, my friend.
The guy can bring world-class. I don't know if he still can. He's probably too old for that now, you know.
I doubt it.
I know.
I doubt it. I think he can still do it.
I don't like building him up no more than he already is. He walks 6 inches off the ground because that ego cushions his walk every time. So, but the guy could always bring it on the dance floor, and I give him kudos for that.
Yeah, we'll get that list of accolades from him also. I know that I believe it is he and the Wicked Nemesis that are still the longest reigning Global Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
They held the belts and never They held the belts and never lost them. I think we're going on 4 years on that run. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit longer.
Well, at some point you're going to have to just, maybe walk away from it, try to go after some other gold, knowing that, as it's on a hiatus or whatever you want to call it. So I'm sure he's acquired some more gold with different organizations here and there.
Oh, yeah, and of course, doing great things out at Spartan Pro Wrestling as well. So, look, once again, looking forward to having Josh back on with us. From that vantage point, going to take us there. Would normally do this in last call, but, of course, the strongest stories of the week, we'll go ahead and break them. Now, of course, I'm talking about the passing of an icon, a legend, a cornerstone in the world of entertainment and martial arts and more. I'm talking about the passing of Chuck Norris. Guff, if you'd like to, go ahead and go first on this one.
Man, this one truly caught me off guard. I knew that he was, in the twilight of his years, but I didn't know, I don't know exactly what happened. I don't care exactly what happened. He had a full and meaningful life, and he made the most of it. So I tip my hat to a wonderful movie star, wonderful person, and a true Renaissance guy who brought it every time, no matter what he was doing. Thank you, Chuck Norris. You're in the Hall of Fame, brother.
I think the man has his own wing in the Hall of Fame. Tremendous martial artist, held black belts in karate, taekwondo, tang soo do, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, as well as judo. From there, also with the United States Air Force, won numerous awards, also later founded his own discipline, from what I understand. I can't remember what it's called, and I apologize for that, but when you get that kind of to where you can do your own thing and everybody goes, yep, it's real. It's Chuck.
Yeah, that's right.
Add to that.
Coming from a broken home, his father disappeared on him. His mother raised him, did until he went into the Air Force. I mean, did he not turn eggs into an omelet, lemon into lemonade, whatever you want to say, man. He made the most out of life, and I that's what excites me the most about his life.
Yeah, exceptional movie career, television career. God, how many times can you sit back and think about Walker, Texas Ranger without having Jeff Foxworthy? If an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger changed your life, you might be a redneck.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, his life did become a meme after a while, you know. I mean, that's Chuck Norris jokes and stuff like that. But, you know, the only reason you did that is out of respect. Because, you know, nobody's beating up Chuck Norris's ass. Nobody.
Hell no. I remember he did the story all of the videos have been going around on social media, and of course where he even did the Chuck Norris joke himself, and then from was a comment about doing an interview, and he was in a pen with a tiger and was petting the tiger. Tiger made a noise, and the keeper said, "You just need to go ahead and back away slowly," and the tiger backed away slowly. But smart move. Smart cat.
Yeah, man.
When do cats ever do what you tell them to do? Never.
That's right. Never.
And then I think
Well,
he was also talking about the cobra bite, where the cobra bit him, and 5 days later the cobra died. I mean, it's just to be able to be encompassed and loved in so many realms, from sports to disciplines of the martial arts and MMA, to Hollywood, in movies and television, live appearances, everything just honestly turned to gold for him. And it's like something that everybody can aspire to. And then,
out of sheer respect.
Yeah. And then when you also have the self-awareness to where you can be your own meme and everybody laughs at it, that's a good thing.
That's right.
But
that's absolutely right.
To the family and the inner circle of friends and those close to him, we of course extend our humblest sympathies, and we join the world in the celebration of life that was Chuck Norris. Godspeed, our very best. Also, one that also hit a little bit closer to home this week, tag team legend, professional wrestling legend, one of the coolest individuals I've ever hung with, spoke with, and interviewed. That would be Dennis Condrey. And known him for years, working in the southeastern region with the original Midnight Express, and I mean the original Midnight Express. Dennis Condrey, Randy Rose, Norvell Austin, had a chance to talk to him on numerous occasions. From there, also, I'll go ahead and pull this one up because it's either on FastEddieLayne.com or it's over on BeyondRingside.com, where there is a photograph of myself, Dennis, and Bobby doing an interview, I believe, at the GCW Global Championship Wrestling Southern Legends Fan Fest.
Yeah.
So that one still lives on.
I remember that.
And was a tremendous interview. Great. I mean, Bobby, of course, was naturally the more talkative of the three of us. Said no one ever.
Yeah, that's
I love Bobby for that too. But Dennis just, he could relay stories like they were happening yesterday, and these are things that were happening 15, 20 years before that. And to be able to sit there and get that information and get that knowledge and just be able to have that rapport and shoot the bull with him and just have fun with it, I always appreciated that about Dennis. And once again, what can you say? Tremendous in-ring competitor. Man was solid gold from bell to bell and then some. Guff?
Absolutely. I mean, one of the tremendous people that I watched growing up in the business, during the time frame that I watched, and always could tell a story inside the ring and out, and even outside the ring. He was even a more genuine, nice person to get along with. So my sincerest condolences to the family, and again, great person, great life. Well done, sir.
I'm also going to extend, because you can't think about Dennis or Bobby without thinking about Jim Cornette. So, of course, this has got to be hit. I'm waiting to hear, and it's probably going to be a while before he really addresses it, because, Jim is not going to rush into anything. And I do listen to Cornette every once in a while. I admit that. There's times when Corny is spot on in a number of things. There's times where I'll sit back and go, did he really just effing say that? But
he's been known to go off the reservation every once in a while. So.
Off the reservation, off the rails, and out of the stratosphere. But that's Cornette. But so I will simply also sit back and say, Corny, my sympathies in your direction as well, because I know what the friendship between, or the family relationship between you and Dennis meant, just like it did with you and Bobby when Bobby left us. So, Corny, from all, I believe I can speak for all of us when I say Cornette, Mr. Cornette, our humblest sympathies go to your direction as well, because we understand what you're going through, sir.
That's right. That's right. I mean, anytime you run the roads or run a promotion like Dan and I did with GCW, you get to know the talent, you get to know the people, and you get to know the highs and lows of their life, and you become true friends. Well, I mean, kind of just like you and I did, Eddie, after a while. And, with that being said, it's tough to lose anybody in this business that you've been in the ring with or been at a show with and got to know. So, like I said, my heartfelt condolences to the family, to the friends of Dennis, and I hate to lose him.
Yeah. As we are smoking our way through this Sunday night edition, speaking of smoking something, Guff.
Yeah?
I believe there was one that really takes smoking it to the next level, sir.
Man, what can I tell you with this? This normally we have to do with professional wrestling, but we sneak over into the sports industry every once in a while. And right here during the NCAA tournament basketball, it seems that University of Alabama, number 2 on the team in scoring, Aiden Holloway, gets busted for having 2.1 pounds of Mary Jane in his apartment, house, whatever the case may be. I never did get the track on that. But arrested on felony drug charges on Monday, this past Monday, and subsequently suspended from campus, consented to a phone search by the West Alabama Narcotics Task Force. This is courtesy of CBS Sports, by the way.
Yep.
That led to agents believing he was distributing marijuana, and according to court documents obtained by the Tuscaloosa News. Tuscaloosa District Attorney Hayes Webb filed a complaint following Holloway's arrest on felony drug charges, asking that $400 in his jacket be seized since it was considered profit from a transaction. Now, if he's got 2.1 pounds, I'm no weed aficionado, and I don't know how pricing goes. Mm-hmm. But $400 has got to be, 2.1 pounds.
No.
And I don't know. But anyway.
Nowhere near.
Right. Asking that $400 be seized in a jacket since it was considered profit from transaction. The money's been seized due to seeing drug transactions on Holloway's phone, with people texting that they were going to get up with him after the season. Holloway had a smaller denomination in his pocket, which is indicative of narcotic sales. Really? So he's got a 10 and a 5 spot, and that's indication that he's selling $5 and $10 bags of weed? I just can't see that happening.
Well,
let me see. Holloway reported told the police he received the marijuana from someone out of town after he was pressed why he possessed the substance after initially requesting his right to remain silent. Okay, once you request the right to remain silent and not say anything until you have an attorney present, that's it. That's it. No more questions. And it seems that they violated his Fourth Amendment rights of seizure. And Holloway, let me see, here we go. Holloway's legal team argues that the constitutional rights were breached when the drug agent searched his residence, found the 2.1 pounds of marijuana in his apartment. The discovery took place after the officers conducted a trash pull per the search warrant and found drug paraphernalia attached to containers with Holloway's name. What in the hell could that be? Look, whether he was and whether he wasn't selling weed, are they arrested because they didn't have a tax stamp on it? Am I wrong in saying that it's legal now in Alabama, or is it not?
I know it is still illegal in the state of Alabama.
Even if you buy it from a dispensary or whatever.
Well, that all got shut down. Thank you, Montgomery, for screwing up the whole world for everybody. And thank you, Altria, a North Carolina-based lobbying group, for helping to get, I believe it was a lot of the CBD and the Delta taken out of stores, including dispensaries.
Okay, because I know there was some place over in up there in Birmingham. Oh, what's the name of that little area? Irondale.
Okay.
Anyway, I can't think of the name of it, but that's all it was. I mean, they didn't even sell alcohol there. You could come there and smoke your stuff.
Well, the way things break down inside of Birmingham is stores certain stores could sell it, and what they're selling is a premature or not fully matured strain or different strains. If it hits a certain chronological point to where it reaches full potency, that's one thing. But if you're selling it, if it's actually cleared at a certain percentage below a certain line, you can sell it as something else. And that got nipped in the bud thanks to the brilliant brain trust down in Montgomery, Alabama, our capital city. You heard me make a reference to the lobbying group that was all in favor of this. So once again, that's, of course, part of the big tobacco lobby out of North Carolina, which people are going to smoke cigarettes if they're going to smoke cigarettes. You're not going to convince somebody to come off of CBD or hemp or Delta and switch over to cigarettes. That 99% of the time, that isn't going to happen. But they feel like they're spending their money on this. They're not buying our product. They're taking money out of our pockets. No, we're not jagoffs.
I mean, that's the grade A stupid theory of the day right there.
Yeah. Well, welcome to politics.
I mean, there's nothing in the realm of possibilities that if somebody smokes, that they're going to say, okay, because they've already taxed the hell out of cigarettes. And I'm not a smoker, I don't know. But, they've already taxed the hell out of cigarettes where they're almost, you want to talk about people living paycheck to paycheck?
Yep.
And then you're going to cut in on their they're going to tax the hell out of them for smoking where it's almost unaffordable, but they're going to still do it. Why? Because there's nicotine, and you got to have the nicotine, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, I don't know. Look, Montgomery, I'm going to say any type of government to me is a grift just to pull money out of somebody's pocket. I'm not going to take sides on left or right, but, in my humble opinion, no, hell, I'll say it. I could say it. I'm a grown-ass man. If y'all don't like the way I'm saying it, then kiss my ass. It seems from looking at it that the Democrats blind you into thinking that they can take your money and spend it better than you can, in my humble opinion. Now, based on that, the taxation and growing and everything of that nature is all based on let us handle your money for you, and we can give you the benefits of that.
No.
To hell with that. I want to, if I earn it, I want to spend it the way I want to spend it. I don't want it to be taxed off the face of the earth to where if I go out and spend the night in a hotel and up in Birmingham to see my family, it's going to cost me an extra $50 in taxes.
Yep.
And that's just stupid. I mean, that's idiotic in my opinion. Anyway, I'm chasing rabbits here. Let me get back to this so we can finish it up and move on.
Well, let me throw this one at you. Let me throw this one at you.
Go ahead.
The story that I have is said authorities found 2.1 pounds of marijuana in Holloway's apartment. Lo and behold, the amount discovered in the arrest is significant because any amount of marijuana above 2.2 pounds or a kilogram in the state of Alabama can result in a drug trafficking charge. So they can't charge him with trafficking, but they can charge him with possession and distribution? They can do intent to distribute, but they won't call it trafficking.
But see, that just sounds like, hey, you're a good basketball player. We don't really want to send you to federal prison. We're going to cut it down to 2.1 so you can get off with a little fine, and this being your first offense.
A lower class felony, if not a high misdemeanor. Yeah, I get that.
This just sounds like a setup bullshit, man.
You are absolutely correct.
I mean, I'm sorry to cuss on your show, Eddie. I mean, that's not my style. You know that. Well, my bad. But you're the godfather of it. Wow. Anyway, so let me see. Here's Nate Oates' response. He's the head coach of Alabama. He goes, let me see. Holloway attending. Oh, here we go. Prior to the Crimson Tide's win over Hofstra a couple days ago, Alabama coach said he was taking things day by day with the Holloway situation. I met with him in person, talked to him on the phone multiple times, Oates said. He goes, look, I'm an adult. I made mistakes. We all have things we'd like to do differently. Now is not the time to ignore a kid that you built a real relationship with. I applaud Nate Oates for saying that. Now is the time he needs more love from the adults in his life than in any point. I've got three daughters, they've made mistakes. You don't disappear on them when they need your help. I won't be disappearing on him. I've talked to him yesterday morning on the phone. I talked to him the night before. I've talked to him every day. I'm going to continue to talk to him and love him and help him through this, and we'll see where it takes us. Man, you can't look. Everybody makes mistakes. Eddie, when's the last time you made a mistake? About an hour ago?
Pretty much.
Yeah, mine was about 10 or 15 minutes ago. But I'm just saying, if people would realize it's not, people make mistakes, try to take a shortcut, whatever the case may be. You're not trying to slight everybody in the world, or because I've known people when I've made mistakes that treated me like I had leprosy.
Right. Same here.
And man, I'm telling you, Eddie, it's disheartening, and it drives you more into the depression of your mistake when people that you love and trust walk away from you.
Exactly. I understand the concept completely on that one.
So
I wish him the best. I hope. I hate it that this happened, but lo and behold, unfortunately, people make mistakes in circumstances like this. How do you really bounce back from something like this and just do the best you can to grow and learn from it? That's the easy way to say it. And
they're kids, man. They're kids. They're, look, 21, 22 years old. They're coming into college. NIT is giving them money they never. NIT. They think NIT is NIL. When they're getting all this money, I'm watching the NIT game of Auburn and Seattle University, which I didn't know there was a Seattle University. But anyway, and what do you expect them to do when they're sitting there and they get this influx of money that they're never had before, and they're having to take care of their families at the ripe old age of 18 and 19?
Yep.
It makes me sad to think that. This elite athlete, Ryan Williams, for the wide receiver for Alabama football.
Yep.
He's from down here in Mobile area. And he's got, he gets signed up, a couple of $1 million. He's got to take care of his family. They shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't have to be this way.
I agree wholeheartedly. Folks, tell you what, we are going to take a quick one. Guff and I will return in just a minute, and we're slated to be joined by Maddog Dan Sawyer. You're listening to Beyond Ringside Live.